What even is an unrealistic expectation? Imagine you're let in on one of the greatest art pieces you'll ever have the privilege to experience. It's incredible. It changes your life. You're not quite the same person ever again after you're exposed to it. Whenever you find out a follow-up to that is happening, I think it's natural to let your expectations build and build up into something huge. Maybe something too huge even. The thing you finally get after all this hype, all the excitement, no matter how great it is, no matter how wonderful it is, no matter how it turns out, it honestly won't ever live up to the thing you've crafted in your sweet little head.
I mean, I was talking about the switch to new Reddit. I don't know what you thought I was talking about.
And that brings me to the present. You meet up with Ryu, Unibo, Sexy Fish Guy, and another character from the last game because they report sightings of Zelda, and this, woof, might actually be the worst part of the story, actually. The Zelda is obviously fake, but every time, Link lets those four morons fall for it, and when she does evil, ominous stuff, they're like, why would Zelda do that? Every single goddamn time. It's not just that it's stupid and repetitive, it actively feels insulting to the fans' intelligence considering how easy it is to tell what's going on, which is quite possibly the worst thing your game story can be, insulting. And what's even worse is how each of these four side plots follow the same exact cycle. Your compatriot feels like they're being called out to by a sage from the past. They eventually meet up with that sage, and each of them literally go through the exact same speech, and I don't mean the same general things are said, no. I mean the dialogue and cutscenes shown are straight up exactly the same every time. And partner that up with the fact that none of these sages have their own characters, their own names, hell, even their own faces or character designs. It just feels so lazy and downright insulting, like a spit in the face of the audience, a spit in the face of their expectations, a spit in the face of everything Breath of the Wild was and stood for. And for 2 years, 2 long, drowning years, I wondered, why was the game like this? Why was the story like this? Why are we given just bare-bone information about the imprisoning war? I want to see more of Zelda in the past. I want to see more of Sonya, of Raru, of Ganondorf, of Mineru. I actually want to know what some of these sages' deals are, what they're all about, what their names are, what their faces look like, but they just left all that blank, seemingly for no reason. And then on April 2nd, 2025, they announced Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment for Switch 2. I'm gonna be honest. While I had previously thought the idea of a Warriors game exploring the imprisoning war was a really cool idea, I never saw it actually coming. I sincerely thought Tears of the Kingdom marked the end of the wild era of Zelda, and with the Switch 2, we'd get all new versions of these characters in this world, and I was okay with that. As much as I love this version of Zelda, it is my favorite, I was happy to get these two games, these two masterpieces that connect with each other, and then get something new afterwards. But then this happened, and holy shit, it is so fucking cool. Oh my god, I love everything about this. Now for context, I really hated the last Hyrule Warriors game, Age of Calamity, or at least I hated its story. Like, the idea of a prequel game in a different style covering what happened before Calamity Ganon was really, really cool, but they decided to make it a non-canon time travel narrative where they thwart Breath of the Wild from ever even happening in the first place and sort of bastardize some of those characters in a lot of ways. But this game is, ooh boy, it's a different story entirely. No, this is an actual canon Hyrule Warriors entry that allows you to get the full imprisoning war story, all from Zelda's perspective, and that's incredible. That's what I wanted Tears of the Kingdom to be. This is like, it probably turned out to be the game I was 4th or 5th most excited for this year, but I don't know, sounds like an insult, but I do not mean it that way. It's just that there was a lot of amazing stuff this year. Prior to Tears of the Kingdom's release, and even afterwards, this is, at least story-wise, exactly what I wanted Tears of the Kingdom to be, at least to an extent, as we get to explore this long-past age, all in the shoes of Zelda, and I love that we're finally getting that. The only problem I have with that is, it sort of feels now like Tears of the Kingdom story left a lot to be desired, so we desire this, and buy it. Which, hey, I don't necessarily think is a bad thing as a whole, it's just when the story is made this integral to the game, you really need the full package within the game itself. You shouldn't have to go to the outside material for any of it, really. But all that being said, I'm still immensely excited for this, and along with Nintendo bringing back Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom as enhanced launch titles for Switch 2, I think it shows that this era of Zelda, it still has a lot of potential and a lot of self-worth. And these 3 games, Wild, Kingdom, and now Imprisonment, form a beautiful, complete Breath of the Wild trilogy, which is just so great. And oh god, let me tell you, when I got my Switch 2, the first game I tried out was Breath of the Wild, and getting to play these games in 4K at 60 FPS with less lag and better performance, with a few enhancements here and there, is a literal wet dream come true. Like, that's all I ever could have asked for.